Thanks for clicking today's Reddit D Rose report. Slow news day, really, but Jim Ross, he was been asked more than once, will Steve Austin wrestle one more match? He replies, tired topic. He said, time's running out though. I guess it's less than a 50-50 chance. Simply not likely. And tonight's Raw is going to be taking place from North Charleston Coliseum in North Charleston, South Carolina. Confirmed for tonight's show is going to be John Cena in response to Mark Henry and the third Orton versus Bryant match. Triple H and Vince McMahon, they're advertised for tonight's show, as are Chris Jericho and Paul Heyman. The injured Fandango is also advertised, but I doubt if he does anything, so don't count on that. He'll come out to his music. Everybody sing and whatever. Two stars not advertised for tonight's show is CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. WWE is focusing on these points. Here's their talking points, if you want to call it that. What does the future hold for CM Punk and Paul Heyman? Can Randy Orton prove Daniel Bryan is the weak link? What destruction does Mark Henry have plans for John Cena? I think I know. And will Dolph Ziggler be healthy enough to address his loss? Will Vicky Guerrero be forced to punish the Shield? Just whip their butt. Foley, he revealed his original plans for the WWE Hall of Fame induction, and by the way, it was shot down by Vince McMahon. And I never noticed this, never thought about it, but Foley says, I pointed out to Vince McMahon I never had any pyrotechnics during my entire career. He said, I thought it might be something special that at the end of my speech at the Hall of Fame, I could somehow ascend into the rafters on a sleigh with Santa. Vince looked at me like I was just out of my mind and let me know under no certain terms that that's not going to happen. Jim Ross says that Ric Flair, he was on hand to see his athletic daughter Charlotte make her in-ring debut. And Charlotte did pretty well for her first outing. And she's approximately 6 foot and has viable upside, Ross says. And the Wyatt family had a strong showing last night. They are ready for a successful entry into WWE sooner than later. Luke Harper had especially a physical and solid match against superstar Sheamus on one of the tape programs down there. And the new WWE Performance Center will officially open on Thursday, July 11th, which is the next time, I guess, the NXT tapings start up at Full Sail University. And this grand opening is not open to the public, and it's going to be by invitation only, and to the media and a variety of WWE business partners, which sure to hell don't include me. So I'd have to bust in that place and look around later. Dolph Ziggler worked against Antonio Cesaro as a babyface Saturday Night Live event in Daytona Beach, Florida. And on Twitter, Triple H revealed plans to do more straight shooting panels. The first one took place over at the Royal Rumble weekend in January, which featured DX and WCW panel discussion with WWE superstars and legends. I talk about stuff, don't know whether anything ever gets done. The bitch session, I guess. Anyway, John Cena's latest endorsement is for Capri Sun kids drinks. Kraft Food produces Capri Sun in U.S. market. Cena commented on a shoot on his Twitter about how it's great, and after the gym he uses Capri Sun drinks, and I don't know. Both Terry Funk, believe it or not, and Sean Waltman, they got involved in Tommy Dreamers versus Lance Storm main event of last night's House of Hardcore event 2 in Philadelphia. Dreamer ended up winning the match. Waltman spoke after the match and said he would return to the ring as soon as his torn anus is healed. That sounds like, that sounds awful. Hey, WWE new signing Sami Callihan wrestled last night's House of Hardcore 2. He lost to MVP. MVP tweeted, he said, not sure if Callihan is concussed, but his mouth was bleeding. My jaw is misaligned, can't close, and the crowd seems to enjoy a good fight. House of Hardcore 2 was a blast. He said, thank Tommy Dreamer, congrats to Sami Callihan, good kids, or kids good. The Indy loss is WWE's gain. And he said, I felt mildly rusty for a while, haven't done a match since January. But the crowd was hot and the competition was stiff. Rust came right off. Now, if you go over to WWE's website, they got a video up. I think it's still up. It's the top 10 countdown in the Attitude Era of catchphrases. And you could just probably mention them on the back of your hand, how many, what they are. And WWE's diva Alicia Fox says she's a face and a heel. Fans ask her on Twitter, and she replied, both. And Roddy Piper tweeted about a new project he's working on. Can't believe this. Doing a movie with the original Dukes of Hazzard. Doing that in 2 weeks. Next movie I'm going to be doing is in Calgary, so don't tell Brett. WWE's Jim Ross and Gerald Briscoe, they were out scouting talent in USA team wrestling trials in Oklahoma City this weekend. And the finals are tonight, and Ross noted on Twitter that they're going to be looking for the next best. And finish this off, it's slow news week, but pro wrestling legend Jackie Fargo passed away early this morning. Age 85 years old, he was struggling with congenital heart disease issue, and he was hospitalized last week where he remained in critical condition. He was a main person for Jerry Lawler for years, and Jerry Lawler took to Twitter and said, my friend, my father figure, mentor, Jackie Fargo died this morning. He was the best. Lots of prayers goes out to his family, and thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.